Welcome back. Day 3 of the TFN Health Challenge. Today we're going to be talking about the power of constructing an optimistic mindset. This all comes back on you. There's a lot of things that can happen externally, but this all comes back on every single one of us individually on how we can work on our internal thinking processes and beliefs so that the external realm changes in our advantage. So here's where we're going to start. The mind is the central command unit for everything. Without a clear set of instructions from the brain, action cannot be fully engaged. In this blog, I want to share a perspective with you about instilling positive affirmations into your thinking patterns. I was just an average Joe in high school. I was an average athlete, an average student, an average boyfriend, an average friend. Nothing about my life was promising, and my future seemed to look average. Although I did have a lot of dreams in my mind, just like anyone else, I dreamed as a child and even as a teenager of making it to the MLB or being a star on screen. Also, like most people, I played those stories in my head, but everything on the external realm of my life was just average. There was a calling deep in me that was burning for more, eager for an adventure. How was I going to attack life with more aggressive action? My brother-in-law was a black hat down in Fort Benning when I was about 18 years old. He taught soldiers how to rappel out of helicopters and navigate an air assault course. I remember visiting my sister and him once in a while. One day he asked if I would like to join him at work to experience the Army life in person, so I said yes because I was curious about the military. He had traveled many parts of the world, had exciting stories, and was living an interesting life. The next day, we woke up at about 4:30 a.m., got in his Chevy Silverado, and headed towards base. In the morning, my brother checked into his office to meet with his comrades and went over the game plan for the day. Today was a sunny summer in Georgia, and the class was conducting their fast rope training for Black Hawk helicopters. After having watched my brother and his unit jump out of C-130s, playing around on simulation training, and meeting some of the guys, this day of helicopter badassery was the icing on the cake. I was committed to go after something different and challenging, so I enlisted in the Army in the fall of 2013. Fast forward to the training in January. Here I was, back in Georgia on Fort Benning for basic training. I want to share this story because it explains the process of growth, adaptation, and mentality change. Every day, the drill instructors would have us trainees sound off the Soldier's Creed as loud as we could. Every day before we ate in the chow hall, we would stand in formation and sound off these chants. At first, we sucked. We were out of tune, some guys didn't remember the lines, and the warrior spirit wasn't awakened in us yet. It sounded rough and weak at best, but over time, we got better and better. Over time, the Soldier's Creed was easier and easier to remember, and we would sound off with confidence a little more. We became professional soldiers gradually, a little more each day. That's a lesson of repetition. Sometimes you need to be pushed to do something. Sometimes you need the support of other people in the same situation to get really good and confident. There's strength in numbers. There's limitless possibilities when you surround yourself with the right people to accomplish the mission. But there's also much more to it than just repetition. Why were we chanting the Soldier's Creed? What was the purpose? This is interesting to look back on now because I fully understand why it was crucial for us to be repetitive and confident in what we were doing. At the time, I hadn't really known why. I had an idea, but you don't really understand something until you personally experienced it. Now, I see clearly how the process took us from young civilians with little real-life experience, broke us down physically and mentally, and started lifting us back up as professional soldiers. Now I understand how the mindset is so important when you want to become something totally left field from what you once were. School didn't prepare me the way the training in the Army did. This training is hands-on and in your face, and forces you to improve your life. Over time, we became more efficient as a group because each of us was adapting to the new environment. Improve your mentality.